In just 95 minutes, my friends, in just 95 minutes, the overs have been completed. No chance of rain, thankfully, and 160 for 8. India have made, thanks to Shreyas Iyer's 8th T20I 50, 53 of 37 balls. Followed by some very impressive cameos from Jitesh Sharma with 24 of 16, Axar Patel 31 of 21, Rinku Singh a very rare failure of 6. But then if you have to look at this Indian batting display that has come, I think we are caught up again. Where do you stop being too aggressive? Where do you play a bit cautiously? Because Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rituraj Gaikwad, they both went for shots, they fell cheaply. Suryakumar Yadav got a good catch. I mean, McDermott took a good catch. Rinku Singh, a rare failure from him. I think he slog swept and then Tim David took the catch there. Jitesh again tried to go for the big hit far too often but got caught out in the deep. Same with Axar Patel, although 150 and 147, excellent strike rates in that sense. So, not a typical Bangalore wicket. I mean, 160, I think it's a 50-50 kind of a situation. Australia, if they get a good start, then and only then they'll be in with a chance. Otherwise, I don't see them chasing this. It may be like Raipur, where Ravi Bishnoi and Axar Patel had spun a web around them. And that's why it's that cameo by Axar Patel will really make a difference in this sense.
And actually, I do think you're right. See, it's not a typical Bangalore wicket. It wasn't the carry and the, in fact, even the outfield was a little bit on the sluggish side. I don't know if it improves now in the second half, but I doubt, because you were playing under lights anyway. And I think the spinners were very effective. I think, in fact, Tanveer Sangha had some pretty impressive figures. He was really getting the ball to zip off the surface. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't right up there in terms of the wickets. He got just one wicket.
But for 26 runs only.
But yeah, his economy was phenomenal. The Indian batters were not able to tackle him. So I think that shows you really where the strengths are of this team. Because again, if you look at who are the ones who were expensive, someone like a Nathan Ellis, he was trying to mix things up. Jason Behrendorff, a rare off day. He's been pretty good throughout this series when it comes to his economy. Get you a wicket or two. Today, got you those 2 wickets. Was on the expensive side. So a bit of a mixed showing. Definitely, I think India picked their bowlers to target. Ellis being one of them, I think, because they figured that it's not so much about the pitch impact, but he was also coming into the squad, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah. Ellis has been not playing all the 5 T20s.
No, he didn't play the last one for sure. They had Green. Chris Green play in his
He's played only 2 or 3 T20s in the entire series. But again, remember, Ellis the problem. Now, I'll tell you where Ellis the problem is. We'll come to the Indian batting a bit later. But yeah, the 2 shots in the final over that he bowled, which went for a 4 and a 6.
No Ellis the Menace?
No Ellis the Menace. But Ellis, both of them were back of the hand slow balls. And who did he bowl it to? Shreyas Iyer. Now, Iyer, whatever you may say, he does tend to play slow bowling, all kinds of slow bowling, pretty well for that matter. What got him out? Genuine raw pace, if you look at it. A Yorker that dipped. And unfortunately, see, back of the hand slow ball, shot, pulled it for a 6 and a 4. So, that's where I think Australia kind of lost it. I mean, Behrendorff also, I mean, you can't fault them for the fact, okay, some edges went for boundaries. One inside edge went for a 4. Dwarcius started well, but then unfortunately, he struggled later on. And that's why.
I must say one thing about Dwarcius, the 2 wickets that he took, that of Rituraj Gaikwad and Suryakumar Yadav. You know what, those 2 dismissals, I think, made me feel, I think those dismissals, let me just check. It's on.
Just put it on and off again. It helps sometimes.
I'll make my point.
Make his point. But till then, I think, Dwarcius is probably one of those bowlers who comes away with some credit in the bank.
Yeah.
He had a good showing. I think he got rid of, Sky?
Yeah, he got rid of Sky and Rituraj, if I'm not mistaken.
Shiva, was it better now?
So I think both those wickets that he got were key wickets, because again, Ritu, he's shown already in this series, if he bats long, he'll tend to get a very big score.
But again, there seems to be a bit of a flip side. Okay, we'll just devote this before I think the innings is about to start in the next 10 minutes. 5 minutes, sorry.
I'll take number 4.
Now, Yashasvi Jaiswal, you've seen right from Vizag all the way now till Bengaluru. Scores a quick fire 27, a 30 or 35, but doesn't carry on. Rituraj, on the other hand, if he hangs in there, his first 20 balls, his strike rate is it's just about 100 mark. He's batting in the Kohli template. Yashasvi bats like the Rohit template. Rituraj bats like the Kohli template. Starts off slowly, but then he will then accelerate towards the next 50. Now, going forward, is this the way how you would want to go ahead? Because considering the fact that a Kohli template and a Rohit template have their pros and cons. Are India not being too flexible about it? I mean, today, with this, looking at the situation, Yashasvi need not have gone for the shot. Rituraj probably would not have needed to up the ante in the power play.
You know, again, since you mentioned about Rituraj, so the point I was making about Rituraj and Suryakumar Yadav, again, the same bowler, Dorcius, was the man who took the wickets. I felt, and I think I heard it on the comms as well, that the ball, again, it was the pace that had outdone Gaikwad.
Yeah.
If you see Surya's dismissal as well, the ball climbs onto him. So maybe again it was the pace factor there as well. The ball climbed because remember he had to jump a bit to be able to get that ball out of the way and play it. Then of course got caught in the deep, not in the deep, inside the circle at backward point.
Who? Rituraj? Surya.
Surya.
Took a good catch though.
So perhaps I think with those two dismissals, I would say yes, maybe outdone by the pace and bounce a bit. But otherwise, I think with somebody like Jaiswal, since you mentioned about the fact that 21 for him, right, on the day. Of course, you know, he gives you that feeling that Rohit Sharma was giving you throughout the World Cup, that had Rohit spent 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, or played about 15 more balls, you know, the scores for India and obviously for himself would look so different. But I think the mandate is pretty clear over here, that he will play regardless of the conditions, play a certain way. Rituraj then calibrates accordingly because he's got the shots in the book and he's got it in him to change gears. Maybe that's how they're preparing him, and I think that's an approach you can go ahead with, because if somebody like a Shreyas is there and going forward, if he continues to bat where he's batting right now, then I think that's fine. If you've got somebody who can consolidate later on, somebody who gives you the room to, who can himself switch gears, and that gives you the freedom to play with at the top. I think as far as strategy and template is concerned, I think that's fine.
See, I mean, look, if you wanted situational, temperamental cricket in T20Is, then you need to move past the senior players. I think you need that little bit of reckless abandon. And I think it's fair in a format like T20s, where you don't really have a lot of balls to play with. And even now, by the way, who is it that Shreyas has replaced in that role? It's Kohli. What used to be the criticism of Kohli was that Kohli, even at his best in T20s, was striking it at about 137, 138.
But that would also be Shane after he would play about 35 balls or so. You would need Virat Kohli would take his time, those 20 odd balls, 25 balls, to go run a ball. Or a little over, let's say.
And 137, 138 was best case scenario.
There'd
be times he'd be in the late 120s, which I think in the modern day T20 format just doesn't work. Shreyas, even when he was struggling, or rather Shreyas was struggling, looking to consolidate because wickets were falling, was going at about 127, 128 at that time. When he cut loose, I think he ended with a strike rate of about 1.
Just go up, I think it was about 53 of 37, which means that he just about managed 143.
143, that's still an improvement considering. So I think I'm okay taking that, because here you only really have one batter who played like an anchor, and that's Shreyas. Beyond that, everyone went for their shots. And yes, you can say, look, Sky, a bit unlucky, very good catch. Rinku, that kind of shot, I've seen him go for 1,000,001 times. This was the rare occasion it didn't come
the
out.
law of averages, he had to fail sometime. He had not failed at all.
He's not had a failure, I would say, a bad innings since 2022's IPL. Second half of the IPL, he was great. 2023, he was Superman for most of it. Had to happen at some point, and it's good it happens in a dead rubber match.
See, the thing with Rinku is, and that's going to be the thing going forward, it's his 20s and 30s for which he's there, not the 40s and 50s. Of course, if they come
40
the
and
better,
50, India are assured of a win.
Exactly, but it's this, if it's going to be his 20s and 30s, which will come in half those deliveries for which you have him over there.
Correct.
So that way is, yes, you look at his score, yes, 6 of 8, but that also tells you, yes, he was finding it difficult to get off the blocks, which is not necessarily the case with him. So rare failure.
I mean, if you look at it, okay, we'll come to a bit more of Shreyas Iyer's now when the innings is about to start now. We'll come to it towards the end.
In the last match, in the post-min.
Post. If you look at it, he scored 32 runs of 7 balls. 5 fours are 20, 2 sixes are 12, 32 of 7. The remaining 30 balls, he managed only 21 runs. Now, that is along the same lines as a Virat Kohli would do. Isn't it? 7 out of 10 times.
But I think that works more, that analysis works more in the ODI format, because if you're looking at who the batters he's batting with, Surya and Rinku both felt cheap. Jitesh and Axar were both looking to hit. So no one was really looking for that much strike rotation. So I think it's fair. You're not going to see that much strike rotation in the T20 format anyway. The few times.
Because that is probably India's undoing, which has not been helped. What did we talk about? Conservative batting. What is the one facet of conservative batting? Not enough of strike rotation, just going for big shots.
I mean, we've seen that problem with Kohli plenty as well in T20s. In T20s, where he'll kind of struggle is that beyond the boundaries, and to be fair, he's not a big 6-hitter or a regular 6-hitter, is that at times he used to be going a strike rate of 80. Now again, 90 is still a bit of an improvement in that regard, but I'll be willing to give them some time, saying that this was a tricky surface to bat on, and you lost wickets in clusters, which is unfortunate.
Anyway, Arshdeep begins with a short and wide ball, which Travis Head will absolutely wallop every single time.
Exactly.
The other unfortunate thing.
Yeah, see, short, wide.
If he's looking for swing, why isn't he going a little fuller?
Because there is a slip in place for exactly that kind of thing. Arshdeep bowls it full, get a bit of outswing.
Just to lose now, maybe again.
He put in a lot of effort into the ball,
getting into stride,
which explains a lot.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a slip in place.
See, but
the problem
overpitched.
This is overpitched. He overcompensated.
I think what he needs to do is third ball has to be between where the first two balls.
Middle and leg.
No, between where the first and third ball.
In terms of length.
Good length. Yeah, I mean, it can be like, see how Adam Gilchrist started off RP Singh. Remember in that 2007 or 8 match in Mumbai? 3 boundaries out of 3 balls. 4th ball at dot, 5th cleaned up the stumps. Maybe it could happen. So let's see. But Head,
is looking imperious again.
And again, has hurt India. I mean, I'm not looking at, he didn't score a 50 or 100. I'm sorry, even though 35 or 16 was a good way to hurt India in Barsapara. Kept you in the hunt in Raipur. When he fell, the entire batting order collapsed in that sense. So, he's already striking at 400. And and he's out.
Oh.
There's a man there for that.
There was a man.
Arshdeep is doing his chances of making that cut as the 5th pacer no favors whatsoever. None whatsoever.
But I think Arshdeep has kind of fallen behind. I'm sorry. I mean,
and I will blame the Indian team management for it.
Yeah.
You brought in someone who was best as a death bowler, converted him into a power play bowler. Now he's good at neither.
See, again, what was he trying to do? Again, he's no specialist yet when it comes to bowling with the new ball. But again, first couple of balls went for the outswinger. This one in swinger, but dragged it down
to the leg side. Yeah, it swung down the leg side anyway.
So lack of control, really. Much better.
That's the way. But remember, in that RP Singh versus Gilchrist encounter, same thing had happened. 2 boundaries on the offside, 1 on the leg side, 1 dot, 5th ball bowled.
Okay,
Let's hope that 16 years later it doesn't repeat. And it was middle stump, and you can check it out on a lot of platforms. They have that particular clip, wherein the commentary just goes, hey, okay, Head versus India, 90. Oh, he hit 90 in Ahmedabad. I always forget that prior to the World Test semi, he played in Ahmedabad, he hit 90. Usman Khwaja hit 100.
There was that absolute road of a track in Ahmedabad.
Featherbed, yeah.
Better, but
no,
again,
17 year jinx,
I mean,
thankfully. Yeah.
I get that you're going for the in-swinger, but then why drag it down leg? Just outside off is the better.
No, I think he doesn't want to try swing or anything. He just wants to cramp him for room, stump to stump. That's it. Limit the damage.
Yeah. Safety first.
Yep. So we have Philippe on strike or Ben McDowell?
Josh Philippe is
Josh
the one batting.
Okay. Josh Philippe. So eventful first over, a hat trick of 4s, a single, and let's see how Josh Philippe ends the over with. But already, I think Australia will have to get less than, if you have to look at it, the target is 161. They need to be over 61 once the power play ends. That's the only way they look to be in contention. Was that a wide?
No, swung late.
Okay. So it is a wide.
Hey.
Late call.
I remember, even a similar thing had happened with Ellis. It kind of was on the tram line, it swung away, but then the umpire signaled it a wide.
Let's see where it was when it passed the bat.
What? This can't be a wide.
I'm telling you, it didn't look like a wide.
I think it's about
45,
55.
I would say 10-90. The umpire is blind.
Yeah, that was a bad call by the ump. It didn't look like a wide to the blind.
It wasn't a wide.
Watch it again.
We will watch it, but watch it 100 times, we'll say 101 times it wasn't.
Oh, better.
That's a better line. Yep. So 14 for no loss after the end of the first over. We'll be back for the post-match. Join us then, where we see India either winning it 4-1 or winning it 3-2. From me, Shane and Harshit, it's bye-bye.